The doctors never ever give me the option of having my penis rebuilt. I've never ever been given that option. The sex life's gone, of course. I can't take my clothes off in front of Colette.
I've still not seen the area since the operation.
It's a man's worst nightmare. Well, back in 2020, I went to my normal GP, who actually referred me to urology at Stepping Hill because I had a problem with my bladder. Whilst I was having that procedure, a nurse actually spotted a mark on the end of my penis and got a doctor in for a second opinion. Unfortunately, I was referred to a hospital called Christie's, which is the biggest cancer hospital in the Northwest, within 2 weeks of this being discovered. Then, of course, a few tests and biopsies later, I actually was informed I had penile cancer, which I've never heard of before. It's a rare cancer. 40,000 men in Great Britain a year get prostate cancer, while 700 men a year get penile cancer. Yeah, well, I was actually circumcised when I was 22. So it was actually a mark on the head of the penis. Looked a bit like a blood blister, like I'd trapped my penis in my zip. It was nothing to worry about because, like I say, I never heard of penis cancer before and I didn't think it was going to be cancer. So it's something I ignored for months on end. I had a biopsy and they did discover it was penis cancer and explained that I would have part of my penis taken away and rebuilt with skin and tissue from my thigh. At the time I wasn't too worried because they'd actually told me I'd be able to have my penis rebuilt. When prior to the operation, a doctor came in and examined the area and it was discovered that the cancer had actually spread very quickly on the top of the penis, and they couldn't do that operation that day at all. Instead, they did another biopsy and sent me away. About 2 or 3 weeks later, the doctors had a discussion with each other and see which way they could go, and I was told that I was going to be losing my penis, basically to stop the cancer spreading. I was devastated. I lost my identity, I lost my masculinity, I lost everything really. I went into a deep depression prior to the operation itself. The operation I had is called a glandectomy, the removal of the penis. You leave your testicles there. To this day, I can remember, I can smell it, I can remember every single bit of it. I had an injection into my spine to numb me from the waist down, so I was partly awake for the main part of the operation. I couldn't see what they was doing. Of course, at first I could feel them shaving the area, but then I went numb from the waist down, like I say, so I couldn't feel anything. And then I woke up, regained consciousness. A few hours later, left my penis and a pipe hanging out of where my penis used to be. It was devastating. I couldn't feel, at the time once I woke up, I couldn't feel anything, like I say, for a number of hours after, so that wasn't too bad. But then, of course, that started wearing off and I started getting the pain and discomfort. Well, the recovery process was terrible really, because it was within lockdown. I was pushed out the hospital quite quickly. Within 48 hours, I was actually back home. After the operation, I had a tube inserted into my bladder, and it wasn't a bag attached, it was a tap. And I had to live with that for approximately a month. My mental recovery was very, very bad, unfortunately. I was looking for help. I couldn't find help. there was nobody I could speak to. I wasn't feeling myself. It felt strange. It felt like a dream, or nightmare, should I say. It wasn't. It's a man's worst nightmare. It's hard to explain how you're feeling inside. You're feeling dead. And I think because it was in lockdown as well, and all the adjustments in my life and the pain, the discomfort, I did a silly thing, really. I tried to take my own life because I couldn't adjust to it. You're feeling confused. You're wondering what's going to go on with the rest of your life, how you're going to cope with it. You have to make so many adjustments in your life, from going to the toilet, so you got to plan your journeys. They give you like a tube to put over the hole of where your penis used to be, so you could stand next to your urinal and urinate. But this tube was bright purple, and it didn't look right. If any man would have been confused or wondering what was going on, to see somebody stood there with a bright purple tube urinating through it. So I've never used it and I never will use it. I had to plan my journeys to go to supermarkets where I know they've got disabled toilets, where I can sit down, because I can't use a urinal anymore. The doctors never ever give me the option of having my penis rebuilt. It's probably a question I'll ask the doctors within time, but I've never ever been given that option. It's strange, really, how they can give breast implants, etc., but they don't seem to offer you any sort of penis implant.
I think from talking to the doctor who did the operation, there's nothing they can do. There's no extension or anything they can do, because it's quite, his penis has been took quite internally. So it's not just where they've cut it and there's something they can put something on. So it's more, it's hard to say, but it's more like a woman now.
The easiest way to explain is that the penis, 2/3 of your male penis is actually inside the male's body, which they've actually took 1/3 away plus, which then, of course, that's gone into my own body. So an implant, I don't think might be possible at all. The sex life's gone, of course. I can't take my clothes off in front of Colette, but she understands this. I feel disgusted in myself, and to this day I still feel disgusted. So I don't get undressed in front of Colette at all. I go to the bathroom, I have a bath on my own.
I've still not seen the area since the operation. He don't want me to see it, which is fair enough. It's hard for me because even a cuddle I find difficult. I just don't know how to approach that.
We did do, it was a couple of months after I had the operation. It was actually over the phone, and it was a sex therapist. And the questions she was asking at the time, and my mental health, it didn't gel at all. I needed to get my mental health under control more than the sexual side of it. So I think they were asking way too early for me to make a judgment if I wanted it. And we haven't asked since, because I've got a lot of pain and discomfort down there due to nerve damage. It's something I'm not thinking about at the moment.
After the first one, it upset Craig that much. He's not even got used to not having his penis there. and it made him just think about that, and it made it twice as hard because it was making him think of my feelings too much than thinking about his own. But no, we put a stop to it straight away. It's certainly a few weeks after having a major amputation just wasn't right.
Though it was 3 years ago when I got had the operation, I'm not ready to go through that again. It's probably because of the PTSD that I don't want anybody to go down that area at all. So it's probably my fault, really. I don't think I've got the energy or the mindset to actually accept that offer of help again. It's the least of my worries. I don't know how Collette feels because it's something we don't actually talk about. I think it's just an acceptance, really, that it's not going to happen anymore. If we have a cuddle, we can have a cuddle, and I think that's just as nice sometimes.
I'll always be there for Craig. I'll always be his rock. That's what you do when you're with somebody. You take the good and the bad. Things may change, you know, in the future. Things may change in that way where we can be affectionate and we know how to deal with things. But that day will come, and I'm sure it'll come soon. I mean, now Craig's talking about it and people like you are listening. It's so much easier. It is. It's so... I wouldn't be embarrassed now walking in the bathroom on him, where before I would definitely never open the door to him, but now I would actually do it, and he'd probably throw me out, but never mind.
I'm not afraid to speak out. I'm not embarrassed to speak out. It's part of my story. It's given me one big sense of purpose, and Collette didn't understand at first why I wanted to do this, but to help that one man or that one person to understand that life can go on and get better. That's the only way I want to be now, and I want to push myself. Our future looks bright, shiny, loving, caring. I'm going to say different than it used to be. We've been together for 33 years. We're climbing a big hill now together. And that's nice that I've got Collette at the side of me. And she's also I'm at the side of her. So we've got each other to support.